Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drehon, back once again with another character conversion. Since it's no longer Halloween, we won't be doing anything spooky, so we're just going to go ahead and just jump back into some normality. Today I wanted to do a character conversion similar to my police officer conversion. We are doing doctors today. And before anybody rolls their eyes, we are not doing clerics. While, yes, clerics are the go-to, heal bot, it is not the only thing you can do for a healer. And so, in this video, which I am dedicating to doctors, we'll be going over different options for you. While, yes, you could go with a cleric of the city domain from the Modern Magic Unearthed Arcana, I do not recommend it. Because, well, it's Unearthed Arcana. And why am I not doing clerics? Well, clerics, for the most part, other than the city domain, worship a god. And nowadays, if you go to a hospital, there aren't that many religious people left. You would have to go to a more religious hospital, like St. Jude's, I think, or I don't know that many hospitals, but there's a Catholic hospital I know of that my sister went to after she had her car accident. She's fine-ish now. She's having different problems, that's not the point. Well, kind of. I kind of want to dedicate this video to doctors because they helped my sister after her accident. She could have died. So I'm thankful that the right doctors were able to take care of her in her time of need. So having a video dedicated to those men and women is why I'm creating this video. I'm not doing the cleric as part of the build just because most doctors nowadays are not typically religious. Anyway, enough of my ranting and rambling of my life story. Let's get into the video, and we're going to start with stats. As usual, we'll be doing the point by system. Strength is going to be a 10. Dexterity is next at 12. Constitution is also a 10. Intelligence is going to be higher at a 13. Wisdom is going to be a 15, our highest stat, and you'll see why here in a minute. Charisma is going to be a 13, just like intelligence. Because you need to be charismatic in order to soothe your patients, to relieve them of any stress. Race doesn't really matter with Dungeons and Dragons, but for the topic of this video, we are going to be doing humans. Most importantly, the human variant. For the ability score increase, we're going to get a +1 to our wisdom and a +1 to our charisma. For languages, we have common, and we'll just do undercommon because a doctor could go anywhere and heal anyone they find necessary to heal. For skill, you need to choose one, and this is going to be dependent on what background you choose, either medicine, nature, or insight if your background does not supply it. For your feat, grab the healer feat, and the reason for that is because with the healer, give me a second, I actually have my player's handbook right next to me. Alright, healer. You are an able physician, allowing you to mend wounds quickly and get your allies back in the fight. You gain the following benefits. When you use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, that creature also regains 1 hit point. That's sort of the main reason. But the second benefit is the main reason I wanted to do healer. As an action, you can spend 1 use of a healer's kit to attend to a creature and restore 1d6 plus 4 hit points to it, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit die. The creature can't regain hit points from this feat again until it finishes a short or long rest. And that is the importance of this feat, to be able to heal certain creatures. So say you're in the Tyranny of Dragons campaign and you need to heal some of the refugees that are escaping the Cult of Dragons. You can use this feat to heal those in need, which is important for a doctor. Alright, moving on. Thanks to our racial bonus, we get a 16 on our wisdom now and a 14 on our charisma. Now, for the background. There are going to be some different options we can choose from. The first option I'm going to go over is the Village Healer from Mordenkainen's Almanac of Adventurers. This can be found on the DM's Guild. Well, technically, yes, this is a homebrew-ish item. It is still a good option. For proficiencies, you get medicine and nature. Tools, you get the herbalism kit. Languages, Sylvan, not very important, but its feature, many an ailment. You are able to make the ingredients you need to help cure, if not lessen the symptoms of the disease. While some diseases might not be able to be cured outright, this is still a good feature. You can basically decrease the symptoms. For our second option, the Sage makes sense as well for an option. This is from the player's handbook. Skills, Arcana in History, language 2 of your choice. It does not matter what languages you choose, just so long it goes with your campaign. Your specialty is either going to be an alchemist or researcher. And you also get the feature Researcher. If you do not know the information that you need to know, you know how to look it up. And that is important for a doctor. Now, I want to go over one more background. The Mortician. This is from the Player's Companion in the DM's Guild. I will make sure to have links to the DM's Guild on these specific pages in the description below. Now, while a Mortician is a more gruesome doctor because they tend to the dead, it is still a good idea to have a Mortician in case you need to find what the disease is from the person who died and to try to correct that mistake in the future. So for your skills, you get medicine and religion. Tools will be Undertaker's tools. You also get the feature, the Secrets of Death. Alright, now let's go ahead and move on to what types of doctors we will be building today. We have the medical scientist, the one who creates medicine and medical supplies. You have the veterinarian, the animal healer, and the surgeons and nurses. These are the doctors that we are more accustomed to. They are the ones that will... The joke doesn't make too much sense, but yes, they do make any form of injury or ailment go away the best they can. And first, what we'll build is the medical scientist, and this one is a lot easier than you think. For the medical scientist, we are going to be using the Artificer, and we're going to start at level 3. For the background, we'll be using the Sage background, and the race skill is going to be medicine. Since we are at 3rd level, we have 3d8 hit dice. At 1st level, we get 8 hit points plus our constitution modifier. At higher levels, an extra 1d8 plus constitution modifier per artificer level. For our artificer specialist, we'll be getting the alchemist. With the alchemist spells, we get healing word and ray of sickness. We also have the feature experimental elixir. We get to make potions. And proficiencies. We get simple weapons and firearms, light armor, medium armor, shields. Tools, we have thieves' tools, tinker's tools, grab brewer's supplies, and thanks to the alchemist specialist, we get alchemist supplies. For skills, grab perception and investigation. You also get the artificer's spell casting, which uses initiative. You also get infuse item and the right tool for the job, which lets you create a tool that you do not have. And you are automatically proficient with that tool, but if we use this feature again, that tool goes away. It's just a temporary tool. It makes sense for a medical scientist. Next, we have Veterinarian, which we'll be using Ranger. For the background, grab the Village Healer, and the race skill is going to be Insight. Since we are a level 3 Ranger, we get 3d10s for our hit die. For skills, grab Animal Handling, Perception, and Investigation. We're going to be using the Unearthed Arcana features for a couple of these features. So instead of Favorite Enemy, grab Favored Foe. We're going to keep the Natural Explorer, we'll go with Forest. Basically, this build is kind of like those TV show veterinarians. What was that one guy's name? The Rocky Mountain Vet? I don't remember his name, but this is basically going off of those type of vets. Your fighting style, grab the Unearthed Arcana Druidic Warrior and grab the cantrips Produce, Flame, and Druid Craft. It makes sense. Your spellcasting is going to be using Wisdom. Grab Primal Awareness Unearthed Arcana feature instead of the Primeval Awareness. And for your Ranger archetype, go with Beastmaster because it makes the most sense. And you also get Ranger's Companion with this archetype. For our final one, we are going to be doing the Surgeon and Nurses. We're going to be using the Paladin class. Now, just a side note, you will have to alter the racial ability score increase to do strength and dexterity in case you want a multi-class. Now, just like the Ranger, we get the 10s for our hit dice. For our skills, grab Persuasion, Intimidation. Oh, and just in case I was unclear, the background is either going to be the Village Healer or the Mortician. Also, grab the race skill Insight. You get Divine Sense, Lay on Hands, which can either heal or get rid of the disease, which is quite good. Now, for your fighting style, grab the Blessed Warrior from Unearthed Arcana, the same one that the Ranger Unearthed Arcana skills came from. You'll get Guidance and Spare the Dying for the spell list. Your spellcasting, however, is going to be using Charisma. Also, you get Divine Smite and Divine Health. And also, you get a Sacred Oath. You can do Crown like we did for the police officers. But devotion also makes sense. While you're not devoted to a god, you are devoted to your patients. Which is why we went with devotion for this build. Your oath spells are protection from evil and good and sanctuary. Your channel divinity is sacred weapon and turn the unholy. Alright, now for level 4. For your Artificer and Rangers, increase your dexterity by 2, making it a 14. For your ability score improvement, for the Paladin's ability score improvement, increase your strength to a 13. This will give you the ability to multi-class. And I would recommend multi-classing into a rogue, more specifically the Inquisitive or the Mastermind. They make the most sense for a doctor. And since you're multi-classing into a rogue, you are able to grab one skill, and I would recommend the Sleight of Hand skill for when you are doing a surgery on your patients, or even if you are trying to fix certain medical equipment that require the skill. Now, if you do not want the ability score improvement and instead want a feat, I would recommend going with Skilled. You gain proficiency in any 3 skills or tools, so I would recommend the Sleight of Hand most definitely. For your Artificer or Ranger, I would recommend Persuasion. For your Paladin, I would recommend Nature. For the final one, for either the Paladin or the Artificer, I would recommend Perception. For your Ranger or Paladin, I would recommend Alchemist's Supplies. It doesn't quite matter which one you do, but I do recommend that Perception if you go with the Paladin. It makes more sense than the Alchemist's Supplies. Also, as a final tip, for you dungeon masters out there who want to get a little bit more creative with your diseases and cures, check out the Malady selection. The Malady Chronicles will actually provide more equipment for your doctors. And look, they even have a new book, the Malady Codex number 4, Diseases of Icewind Dale. I will make sure to link, I'll just link all the Malady Codexes and the Malady Chronicles in the description below. Until next time, viewers, this has been very hard, and I am offline.